Hello everyone, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If you can hear my voice right now, you are in the right place. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Two of Wands. This is a card of control. This is a card of assertiveness. Okay? I feel like you are somebody who is choosing their direction in life. You are someone with a sense of command. Yeah, you're owning your choices in life. No more half commitments. I think you're trying to take control or regain control of something. You're done letting someone else or anything else steer the situation that you're in. You're making very strong decisions right now. Okay? You're taking control over your schedule or over your environment or something like this. You're pushing back. You're leading the way instead of letting somebody else call the shots. You're standing your ground. You're planting your feet firmly on the ground and you're pushing forward. Yeah. And you're doing things your way. And you're choosing to be the leader of your life. You're aiming your will at your priority. And so I think with this card, it's kind of like we're standing in our power, we're choosing our direction, and we're moving in that direction, knowing that we can't control everything. There's a lot that's happening around us, and we can control our responses and our choices, but we can't control what other people do. We can't control the way the cookie crumbles. Okay, let's put this into a little bit of context. Here we have a Knight of Wands, very fiery, active energy, and the Eon card. Okay, something big is here. There really is this opportunity for you to just kind of leap forward in your life. There we have the Empress in the background, the past. This is the giver. This is the card. This is the version of you that was always feeding everybody else. And now this is you leaping into a new direction, making a choice. Okay, going through this fiery doorway. There we have the Three of Swords. And we have the commitment of the choice. We have the Lover's card. Okay. Over here we have the Hierophant. We have an Ace of Pentacles. We have an Emperor. So the two ARIES references here. I would definitely watch the ARIES reading if I were you. There's the Six of Swords. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown, and we're going to set it down right here with our little Tibetan prayer wheel right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card is, put your prediction in the comments right below the video. Now, as we look around the room here, we see some good majors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana cards. We've got fire and fire. No water. We have air and earth. Okay, so there's no water cards here, and I wonder if it's kind of like, that's what we're kind of needing right now, right? Because the Empress here is always giving that water energy out to everybody else. And I wonder if right now in your life you're kind of realizing that too many people have been squeezing you. That you've been giving so much of yourself that there's kind of like nothing left for you. And I think that's almost like people have been taking you for granted, or that you've been a little bit too accommodating to everybody else, a little bit too willing to just to tolerate or to acquiesce or to give space to other people. And I feel like right now you're saying, nope, I'm taking it for me. I'm taking some space for myself. So we start with our Two of Wands. Standing in your power, recognizing that no one is going to give you anything. Okay, that if the Empress is waiting around for somebody to pay them back, they're going to be waiting a long time. Waiting for somebody to come along and save us. Waiting for somebody to come along and refill us, or to realize that we've been very thirsty and say, here's a glass of water. I feel like this is you saying, no, I got to go out and I got to get what I need. Okay? And well, that's the Knight of Wands, exactly, right? Because this is you leaping forward. This is you choosing to lead your life. You're setting your direction and you're rallying your energy behind you. You're ready for a shift. You're taking responsibility for steering your life. You're not reacting to the world. You're saying, this is what I want, this is what I need in my life, and I'm going to go get it. You're not being impulsive. You're leading the charge here. You're leading your life. Yeah. And this is a purpose. Yeah. This week, right now for you, today, wants your initiative. The universe is telling you that you've got to get going on something. You can't wait around for anything anymore. There's a reluctance in you to be the leader. I don't feel like it's natural to you or something, but you need to step up. Okay, you got to act like somebody that knows why they're here and knows where they're going. Because your soul is ready for a shift, and the universe is telling you that it's time for you to do that, especially with this Eon card under the surface. You're ready for that life-changing decision, you know? This is a doorway of fire. This is a card that marks time and space. It's saying there's going to be life before this and life after this. There's life on that side of the doorway where everything is the same. Life on that side of the doorway where you are being squeezed, where you are being drained of your resources. And there's life on the other side of the doorway where you are being made whole, where you are in a situation that is reciprocating. Okay, this is a union. This is a balance. This is maybe equality. This is equilibrium. This is too one-sided. This is somebody who is getting squeezed. The Emperor, on the other hand, is in the position of your fear, worry, and concern. So this is your reluctance to step up and say, this is what I want, this is what I need, and this is what I'm going to start protecting myself, protecting my resources. The Emperor needs to have boundaries. The Emperor is the wall around the garden. And it's basically, this is you saying no to people. That is you saying, wait a minute, it's my turn, basically, right? That Emperor is you asserting yourself. Okay, so this is that transitional moment. This is a wake-up call. Okay, this is an awakening. This is a decision that you need to make. And it's going to mark time. There's going to be life before this and life after this. And I think that because this card is under the surface, it's like you know that it's time. Like you've been hearing the alarm clock. This is the spiritual alarm clock. You've been hearing the alarm go off, and yet we just think, well, maybe I don't need to do it yet, you know. There's a shift that is long overdue. And it may be that there's an outdated role or identity that you're leaving behind. This is you being honest about who you're becoming. You're going to answer the call, right? Because you are ready for the next version of yourself. You're ready for the union that is going to take care of you as much as you're taking care of it. When maybe we're talking about romance here, yeah, it's very, very possible. Okay, it's possible that the Emperor and the Empress are going to come together in this union. I think it's union with your true self. I think it's you feeling whole again. Okay, but the Empress, this is, to me, somebody that's always nurturing others, that you've put in a lot of effort into a relationship or into a project, and I don't feel like it's giving you anything back. Okay? You've been wanting more, you've been needing more. Okay? And now it's time to sort of focus on cultivating your garden and nurturing yourself. Okay? It's time for boundaries. It's time for you to take ownership of your space and beautify your life. It's time for you to add more pleasure to your daily life. It's time for the self-care. Okay? Because this is a one-way relationship with the Empress. Because she's always giving. Energy's always going out. She's a resource for others, and others are kind of taking from that resource. And the Emperor now is that realization that I've got to make a boundary. I got to put a little bit of a wall around my garden here and not let everybody just come and take what they want anytime they want. Okay? But the issue, I think, is partly this Three of Swords. Three of Swords might be you feeling like if you say no to people, they're not going to like you anymore. And I don't think that there's necessarily an error here. I feel like when you start turning off the tap, some people are going to get mad. Some people are going to say, how dare you? You know, maybe those aren't your people. But I think this is also the recognition that the way things are going now are just not working for you, that you don't feel happy. This is what should be appreciation, what should be recognition, what should be gratitude and joy and a shared experience. What should be delightful and what should feel good feels painful. It hurts. It's just every time we do it, it feels bad now. So we're going to name that, and we're going to make a decision to change this, okay? Because this is that sort of painful truth, or that mental pain that the Empress sometimes tries to hide. Okay, because the Empress is trying to do what the Empress does and give and feed everything. This is you now admitting that, hey, I'm kind of thirsty and hungry and I'm in need of something myself. So I think that really this is you like making a promise to yourself that you're going to prioritize you. Okay? That self-care needs to be part of your process. Yeah. And I think this is you admitting that that you kind of you have this wish for things to be different. And now we're moving forward into this Lover's card. And this Lover's card is you making a choice based on what is important to you, a choice based on value. Okay? I think that as you move forward, whether this is about a relationship or what, I feel like this is you choosing something that is going to reciprocate. This is you realizing that if the Empress is a one-way street, you're looking for the two-way street. I think the Empress is being squeezed and there's nothing coming back in. There's too much giving and not enough balance. Okay? Somebody might be taking you for granted. You might be in a situation where you're putting in a lot of effort, but you're not getting anything out of it. You're not getting anything back. What we want is mutual love and affection. What we want is equal partnership. What we want is reciprocity. You know, we want to feel at least like what we are giving is being appreciated. We want to feel like what I put into this is coming back to me in some form. And so this is you choosing from your values. And you're valuing yourself. So you're making choices that are going to honor you. And you're going to notice which relationships in your life are feeling draining and which relationships in your life energize you. Okay. You're aligning your actions with your heart here. It may be a conversation that we've avoided. I think there's a truth here that needs to be acted upon. There's a choice that's on your mind, and I think it's the realization that whatever situation you're in now is taking from you too much and not giving you enough back. And so that choice needs to be made here. Now, I'd like for you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. That really would support the work that I do, and I really do appreciate that. The Hierophant here as your general energy, you've got standards, you know. You have expectations in life. Something is just not meeting your expectations. Something is not living up to your standards, or someone. This is your code, your moral code, your code of conduct, your building code, right? And something is just not up to code. And I think that you are taking some decisive, you're not waiting around for somebody to change or somebody to make a move. You're going to go out and you're going to make the move. You're going to do it. You're returning to your core values and you're asking, am I living the life I really desire? Am I living up to my own standards? Am I living by my own values? Okay. You're looking for something that's going to feed your soul, not just drain all of your life force from you. And so I feel like you're kind of coming back around to this inner wisdom that just says, you know what, I need to listen to myself more, and I need to grow, and I need to realign myself with my own, values and expectations and my own standards. And something is just not, I hate to say it, something's just not good enough for you. Okay? And I mean that literally, like it's not up to par with you. That you've either outgrown it or you were always more mature than it. There's something in your life that is taking from you and taking from you and taking from you, and it doesn't deserve that. It doesn't deserve you. Okay? Now, the Ace of Pentacles in the environment or in the relationships, I feel like this is you having to take that step. Spirit's giving you the gift of an exit here. And I think that it's an exit from a situation that is draining you more than it is uplifting you. It is making you feel worse about life rather than better about life. So this is that step that we need to take. There's a door that is appearing. It's the choice that you're making to go through that door. You've got to take that step in a real way. Whether this is at home, at work, at school, it doesn't matter. The Emperor is that fortified ego, that part of you that needs to protect your sovereignty and protect your well-being. Protect the resources of your soul. Whether we could be talking about money, time, effort, energy, space, whatever we're talking about. The Emperor is that part of you that is kind of like, I'm the boss of me. I'm the boss of my resources. I'm the boss of my life. And if something is taking too much from me, and, I can't allow that anymore. Right? The Emperor is the wall around the garden, and it's boundaries, and it's telling people no. And it's closing the shop. It's putting the do not disturb sign on. It's turning off the tap. It's closing the checkbook. You know what I mean? So I feel that, it's important that you believe that you have the right to your own sovereignty, and you protect that sovereignty. And with the Six of Swords there at the end, I feel like you can see somebody's pattern. And somebody you're understanding that something cannot keep continuing this way. All right, the Six of Swords is it's kind of a map. And I think it's a map that is showing you that your choices can lead you to a better life, a more mutually respectful relationship, a better partnership, even if we're talking maybe about a job, career, or a relationship in your private life. I think the Six of Swords is, for one, it's like mental peace. It's saying that you're now establishing a plan for your life that's going to lead you to better things. There are, let's say, calmer waters. Yeah. Calmer waters ahead. And I feel like this is your map, this is your map to the water. I feel like that's what we need. There's no water in the reading today. This is you realizing that you've got to have a plan here because things can't keep going the way they've been going. Okay. And you're making a promise to yourself that you're going to nourish your soul and that you're going to create for yourself that environment or that life that feels nourishing to your soul. Yeah. And you're capable of like reading the writing on the wall. You're capable of seeing the patterns and knowing what they mean. In other words, I think somebody is continually draining you. Someone is continually trying to squeeze you. And you can see that it's not just a one-off thing, that it's just like, yeah, you know that it's become a pattern. Let's look at the mystery card. Water. Ace of Cups, right? It's got to be. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments. Let's take a look. The Judgment card again. Same card. Judgment, rebirth, reawakening, a baptism by fire. Something has been, it's like the alarm clock keeps going off. You keep hitting the snooze button. Today's the day that you make the change. Today's the day that you go through that doorway. Okay? Spirit's going to continue blowing that trumpet or that bugle in your face until you go through that door and you do something different. You decide to take a stand and you advocate for yourself and you stand up for yourself and you take that gift of that exit. Because I think this is a situation that it's untenable for you. Okay? It seems like it's really not worth the struggle here just for you to get a little bit of love or a little bit of appreciation or a little bit of affection or whatever it may be. It's time, right? The alarm is going off here. Now, we're going to just go straight into the extended reading. Okay, since this is a collective reading, we'll just go straight into it. We're going to do an I Ching hexagram. We're going to do some oracle cards. We'll do more tarot cards. Okay, we're going to leave all this stuff here so we can see how things develop from this point forward. Here we have opening, creating success, constancy bears fruit. Opening brings people together and begins a lively creative process of sharing and exchange. It liberates human energies, motivates people to overcome hardship, and encourages perseverance. It means joyful and outgoing expression that opens up communication. How can you fully enjoy the moment? Well, with the Three of Swords, you're not enjoying the moment as it is. What are you bringing to expression? What if you communicated and exchanged more freely? Yeah, if this is a battle maybe with a coworker, it's one where communication just isn't happening. Okay, this is a situation where you're not being heard, your voice doesn't seem to matter, and it's really like the Hierophant is here realizing that, hey, I'm better than this. And so you're finding that opening, the gift of the exit. You're finding the opening and you're going through it. You're going through that doorway because you know that you can create a life where there is more reciprocity. There is more free exchange of ideas or love or affection or whatever it might be, right? Where there can be reciprocal relationships. Now, let's do an Egyptian oracle card as a new mystery card. And we'll do a spirit animal card. The white raven spirit, trust in the magic. Trust in the magic. Trust that by making this decision and taking this exit or going through this doorway and taking this next step, trust that that is going to set a whole series of events in motion. It's going to cause a chain reaction that's going to alter the course of your life. And that's kind of what the Eon card does, is that if we make that big decision, it alters the course of our lives. It alters the future. Okay, this is an opportunity that you have for a timeline shift. You've got to recognize that this timeline that you're on now is not going anywhere good. And you've got to be willing to shift the timeline. Now we kind of see it clears up. Now we've got a really good timeline going. Trust in that magic, okay? Here's an oracle of the radiant sun. The exaltation. Exaltation means lifting something above, putting something on a pedestal, prioritizing something above all else. It's exalted in my life. Well, who have you been exalting in your life while you've been down there on the bottom? And is it time for you to be exalted now? Are we shifting to a new timeline where there's equality, where no one is being exalted above anybody else, that we're both, meaning we're exalting each other, you know? Because the exaltation and the Empress is that one-way street, where everything flows toward you because you're exalted. So I think that the balance of the Lover's card is now like we're exalting each other. We're lifting each other up. You might be in a situation now where like somebody just thinks that they're the best, they're the boss, and everything needs to serve them. And I think that you're realizing that, hey, that diminishes you. That diminishes your value. And you're not going to put up, you're better than that. You know, I don't think you feel like you're better than everybody, but you deserve at least the sort of the equilibrium, the equal sort of voice, or, you know, equal compensation or something along those lines. Okay. Let's do another spirit animal card. We have innocence, the mouse and buttercup. And innocence here, I think, is like trying to remind you not to feel guilty for changing something, not to feel guilty for taking that Two of Wands and taking a stand and saying, I'm doing something about this. I'm leading my life. I'm leading my charge out the door. I'm standing up and I'm walking out, you know. And the innocence is literally, you shouldn't feel guilty about that at all. And the Three of Swords, sometimes that can be guilt. No need for guilt, okay? It's not like you caused this imbalance, but you're certainly going to be the one to fix it, you know? So innocence, I think, is a very important thing to remember. Don't feel guilty. You're not abandoning anything. If anything, you're reclaiming yourself. So don't feel guilty for walking out either, because you've already put in as much effort as you possibly could to make it work. You should feel guilty 0% of the time. Beacon, shine on. Well, that's a little bit of exaltation, isn't it? And I kind of feel that, this might be a phase of life where you're prioritizing yourself, you know, and you are choosing union. You are choosing to put yourself up on that pedestal a little bit and realize that you have been through a lot of hardship. You've done a lot of the hard work, and you deserve some recognition. I wonder if this is a work situation maybe where somebody is just kind of taking all the credit and not sharing in any of the benefits of something, and you're just saying, no, you know what? I'm going to go my own way, and I'm going to make my own way, and I'm going to claim the credit. I'm going to be recognized for something, you know. The beacon. Anyway, let's do the Path of the Serpent. We're going to use the Pamela Smith Tarot. And an Eight of Cups, yeah, perfect. Because the Eight of Cups is you choosing to walk away from something that just doesn't meet your expectations. Oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't what I thought it was. This isn't working for me anymore and I need to go. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The Star is that truth and that clarity in your life. You're being divinely guided. Spirit is literally giving you that ticket here, that opportunity to change your timeline. And there is a renewal, there is a healing here. There's an inspiration, there's faith, hope, and trust in the universe, that the universe is guiding you down the right path. The Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is you like realizing that you have much more potential than this situation is allowing you to express. That this situation is draining you rather than building you up and trying to allow you to become the best version of yourself. Okay? Now, the Page of Pentacles will eventually become an Empress. And I kind of feel like this is you now being kind of squeezed, and maybe it's financially, maybe this is a work or a career situation where somebody is kind of keeping you at the bottom rather than allowing you to work up the ladder or get promoted or something along those lines. There we have the Chariot. The determination and the will and the boundaries and the self-respect and the loyalty that's saying, I'm choosing my direction and I'm going that way, and no one can stop you from shifting your life to a new timeline or getting on, getting some new GPS coordinates in here, you know. Getting a new map, following a different script. You don't have to keep doing this one. This one we know is a dead end. But this one now is like, this one is actually going to lead you somewhere good. The Three of Swords is also telling me that there is no possibility of cooperation with you and this other person. Whereas with the Six of Swords, that is a lot of cooperation. That we're now having a free exchange of ideas. We're getting along with each other. We're communicating, and we're just having a nice relationship where we're able to talk to each other and share ideas. That Three of Swords is just like everything you say is just like dismissed. Again, it's somebody that takes and takes and takes, never gives back. And I don't think you're going to put up with that anymore. Let's look at our Egyptian Oracle card. Here we have Creation. Amun-Ra and creation. Well, what you're doing is you're creating a new universe for yourself. This is a timeline shift. And making this decision is you taking responsibility for the life that you're creating. Because the life over here is not the one you want. Okay? So we have to take responsibility. We have to take ownership. You need that Two of Wands and that Knight of Wands to take the initiative. Take the responsibility to create your life. And that's what the Eon card is giving you, the opportunity to create a different life for yourself. Yeah. Anyway, I want to thank you for being here. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.